Many, many of you people saw my shows recently and in the past, whatever. Whether you like me or not, I really don't care. If you like me, you like me. If you hate me, you hate me, which is all right in my book. I could care less. Don't forget to send me some emails, whether you hate me, you like me, or whatever. That would be greatly appreciated. I'll read them on the air. That way you'll get a big head. And you'll think you're somebody important. All right. Oh yeah, and the Chronicle. The Beale project is moving ahead. Yeah, sure it is. Current estimates, 89.4 million to 94.4 million. That's nice. The state will reimburse between 34 and 36% of the cost. If you dumb people want to vote that in, go ahead. All you're doing is you're putting yourself in a hole again and again and again. And when that project is finished, they'll start another project and another one and another one and another one. They'll keep going until you move out of town. Remember that. Remember what I'm saying. You'll move out of town because that's all they're good for. That's all they're good for. Many of my shows indicated the lack of what the officials will not do. But the blame goes on to many of the residents because they're afraid to say and do anything. Don't forget, they don't think of you at all. All they want is your money for useless projects. Also, the 75% of them should resign their own. They only also take up 75% of the space, and what comes out of their mouths is contemptible. Hatred for you all. You think they respect the residents, these officials? No way. No, they could care less. As long as they get all inflated and get their fat ass in the chair appropriately and use useless words and do useless things and take the town manager by his nose and take him around every place and tell him what to say and what to do. He's another one. Don't he have a brain in his head? He shouldn't be listening to the finance committee or the school committee and the selectmen. They're the three worst ones. The three worst ones. That finance committee spends your money like water. Remember that. But no, don't do nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't go up to town hall. Don't call up anybody. But be afraid. You're all afraid. You're all cowards. You're all sheep. What are you, sheep or you men? What are you? You have a choice. You can be a sheep or you can be a man. What are you? What are you? I think you're all sheep. I think you're all afraid to do any goddamn thing that in your mind. You're all afraid of them. Afraid of who? Those jerks up there? That's all they are, is jerks. Never mind what's ahead in the future. The lying school department creates all kinds of lies, phony facts and figures, made-up charts, not from Boston. Those charts are not from Boston. But what goes on in their deranged mind, the town meeting members don't care what they're voting on except for their own raises. Do they deserve it? Some do, some don't. The new town manager is completely useless. Only follows rotten officials and what they have to say. The officials are rotten to the core. Some of the officials are great, but if they show any compassion for the residents, they will get blackballed and him or her will be forced off the board or committee. Believe me, some are scum of the earth that are on the committees now, especially one in particular that goes through my mind. He's nothing but the biggest blowhard and the biggest phony and the biggest show-off and the biggest liar I ever heard in my life. And that's Matt Adler. And if you got something to say, Matt, come down here. Come down here now. It's 5 minutes to 3. It's May 8th. Come down here and see if you can beat me up, big shot. Come on. I'll make you part of the grass. You'll be below the roots. You phony jerk. Some officials are great, but if they show any compassion, they'll get blackballed. Believe me, some are scum of the earth They think they're high and mighty, but they're nothings because they are on a board. Big deal. They can get knocked out also. And some must lose 100 pounds of ugly fat. I mean ugly. They not only get on the boards, they influence the school department and whoever to cater to their kids. That's all they get on the boards for, is to make sure their kids' behinds get kissed. They don't do it for nothing else but. Nothing else but. They don't care about you. They don't care about the residents. They care about their damn kids. That's all they do. I hope they all drop dead ASAP. What about the new police station? They'll screw that up, that up too. We don't need a school or a water plant. Who's going to run the water plant? I hope it's not the one we have now. The selectmen are no water commissioners, by a long shot. Be a normal person first, then maybe an official. Second, a selectman should resign. 2 selectmen should resign right now. They're troublemakers and show-offs, and help none other than themselves and their friends. The new select person, she should resign now because she's a friend of a certain politician. Good for her. Who cares who she's a friend of? I can name officials, but who should resign. Matt Adler, I said, the school department, the school committee, Donna O'Connor, and the rest of the finance committee, except Gene Budenhagen. That man's a gentleman. He's a gentleman through and through. He'd be an excellent chairperson. What he says is the truth, and his opinions mean a lot. It might not mean a lot to the other ones on the finance committee, but who the hell cares what they think? Who cares what they think? I don't care what they think. They're all losers. They're all losers. Every time they get a vote, they all look at Donna O'Connor. Why? Why? She's not no big shot. She's not president of nothing. She is a nothing. A big fat zero. That's what she is, and she always will be. We already have a useless, misplaced, not run correctly library or daycare center. Keep spending money. Soon this town will not support a doghouse. Good. Move out now. Other towns are much better off. No show-offs, phonies, liars, just normal people whose interests are residents, not themselves. Get rid of all the garbage that we might have a town, not a good town, but a town of some sort. Too many people work for the school department. Too many coffee breaks. Too many coffee drinkers. Do nothing but drink coffee and leave the children's money alone. That's another thing. They spend special needs money like water, according to the superintendent. Every time a family goes up there with a problem about their kid, they need a hand. Oh, we don't have any money left. We don't have any money left. Why? Why don't you have any money left? What, do you spend it on coffee? You spend it on clothes for the superintendent? He's got a 90-pound head. How can you improve that? And the rest of those jerks on the school committee, how can you improve them? They're no good. They're no good. Remember that. They're not in here. They're not on a board to help you people. They're on a board to ridicule you, to badger you, and discriminate against you. They're no good at all. I assure you, you'll get caught if you try to grab some of the money. Why don't you go rob a bank? You'll get caught. You're too stupid not to. Go rob a bank. Doing shows the way I do, hopefully all you people get the point, the proof of what goes on out there. Plus, I have proof too. Also, my goal is to bring real problems to the limelight and establish a greater outcome. Believe me, I have better things on my mind, but when certain events happen, why should you be left in the dark? Believe me or not, that you are unaware of what really going on. Learn what the truth is. I will not stop until all the dirt is cleaned up and there's plenty of it. No one cares except a few good boards. Will always survive because they can't be bothered with cheats, crooks, and despicable people. They live their life with dignity, and they will not drop to the level of you people with deceit and disrupt good people. People, for the most part, are good, but put them in a position of power, they turn no good. And that's what's happening in this town. You get these people who are supposed to be normal people, who are in a state of, who think they're big shots or run for an office. They get in there, and right away their head gets bigger than Sawyer's head. He's got a 90-pound head. Their heads get to be 190 pounds, along with their waistline. There's a rotten way to be. That is a rotten way to be. There's no reason why they can't do this job with respect to the people in front of them. But they must show their outward way of despicable deceit to anyone from the chairman to the other people on the boards. They follow whatever way to intimidate those people before them. They must resign ASAP. And above all, the town manager believes them. They don't think for yourself. Think for yourself, Mr. Town Manager. Don't believe them. The awful way they do. I have told other officials in other towns what goes on. Some will attend some meetings. Their opinions matter. Some politicians are blindfolded to all their rotten attitudes and how they run a meeting. They should not attend the meetings because it'll put them in the same position like the board members. They could even lose votes because of going to that meeting. You never know. But what are votes? Nothing, because some don't care who is doing right or wrong. We get new members, and they may be worse, not better, because of the influence of the other board members. You can't do this or that. You vote the way we vote, or hit the road. No other way, or get out. Well, that's a fine attitude to have. If these new people in these boards that get in, and if they show a little gumption, and if they show their own person, the other members won't bother them. But no. They'll all go to all these phony drinking parties and all these phony parties that some of the residents put on for them, and they'll turn they'll turn rotten like the other rotten members on the board or committee. They'll turn. Is there any need of that? Is there any need of that at all? No, there's no need of that. There's too many good people in this town that need a fair shake. And those people, no matter who they are not getting a fair shake when they go before some of these boards, some of these rotten boards. You've got good boards in this town. You've got the planning board, the zoning board, the Lake Commission, Quinsigamond board, the water commissioners, water conservation, and some of the other boards I can't think of right now. They're all good people, and they're all fair. You got the health department, the building inspector. Well, she's a lot to be desired. She pushes her weight around too much, and a lot of times she's wrong. Does she get told what to do and how to talk to people? I believe she does. She intimidates too many good contractors that have already given a price to people, but when she comes on a job, they got to add 20, 30 2-bys or some more beams and some more this and some more that. How do the contractors feel going back to the homeowner and saying the building inspector told us that we have to add some more lumber and this, brace that? They're going to say to the contractor, why didn't you figure that in the price? Well, they already went by the building code, and she has no right doing what she does. No right at all. Who the hell does she think she is? She's part of the rotten boards up there now. She's part of them. She should sit on the the finance committee, because they're rotten. She's rotten anyway. She'll fit in perfect. She should have ran for the finance committee. Be a perfect suit. There's too many rotten things that are happening in this town. Once we get that water treatment plant If we do you think the water's going to taste any better? No. The water superintendent, which he don't know his ass from his elbow, he's going to keep adding chemicals. He's going to make the water so bad, people are going to die. People are dying now. Go up to the pulmonary in wards in some of these hospitals and go see whoever these people live. Where are they from? A lot of them are from Shrewsbury, and a lot of them have got problems related to water issues. But no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Why should you? Why should you? Keep drinking the poison water. Keep drinking the poison water until it's your turn to go by ambulance to a hospital. And by then, maybe you'll drop dead. Maybe you'll drop dead if you're lucky enough. And this idiot superintendent of water, who's an idiot, he'll get away with murder. And the selectmen are not water commissioners. The only thing they know about water is putting a cup under a sink and getting a glass of water. That's all they know. That's all they know. And the water they're drinking is poison too. This superintendent started something in this town, and he can't get away from it. He should have shut his big mouth. And how long do we know, and I've said this before, how long do we know the water's been screwed up? We don't know. They don't tell you that. They say this, they say that, they say this, they say that. They don't mention getting a biochemist or a chemist or a company to come and analyze the water the right way. No, he calls a town. He calls a town, wherever the town may be. I heard you had a water problem. What did you do? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What does he make a year? He should make $2 a year. That's what he should make. He's no good. He's no good at all. You don't hear any reports on anything. You don't see any flyers in the mail about what they're doing to the water. You don't see any test results on the water. You don't see any results on where the water is good and bad in Shrewsbury. What parts of Shrewsbury. You don't see anything. You don't see anything about anything. You don't read anything about anything. They keep it all a big secret. Why? Why do they keep it a big secret? So no one will know you're going to die soon? I believe in that. I think the people in this town don't have much longer to live. Some of the people that are sick already with some kind of disease. I think the water is helping that disease to manifest. Whether it be your grandparents, whether it be your parents, whether it be a beautiful boy or girl that's sick with some kind of disease. Do you think this poison water is helping them? And it's bad enough you got to wash dishes with it and take a shower. That's bad enough. That's bad enough. The baloney in this town has got to stop. And it's up to you residents to get off your dead asses and do something about it. Go up to town hall. Go up to town hall and ask questions. What's going on? They'll give you a phony answer, like the phony superintendent of schools. When you go up there to ask for him, he sneaks out of his office and goes and hides behind filing cabinets. So you won't talk. So he won't be able to talk to you, because he don't know what the hell's going on. He don't know what to say. All he's interested in is stealing money from the special needs fund for the special needs children. That's all he's interested in. And the same with the school committee. All their phony programs and their phony charts. And it's phony this and it's phony that. And that Collins guy who's in charge of the money, he's the one that incites all this phoniness. Makes up this chart. Well, in 1972, the amount of money was used was this. Well, in 2022, we're going to be $50 million short on the school and everything else. We're gonna have to raise bus fees, lunch fees, and everything. And then what's happening down at Coolidge and some of the other schools, the parents have to pay for the teachers' salaries. That's totally obscene. That's totally wrong. Why should the parents have to pay for the teachers' salaries? Why didn't the superintendent put that in his budget report? Why? And why didn't Yeah, sure. The finance committee and the town manager pick up on it. They read it. Why didn't they read it thoroughly? Why didn't anything say the salaries for Coolidge School? No, because they don't care. They don't care. They'd rather rob the money from you and raise your taxes. What do you think this damn Beale School's going to cost? What do you think this Beale School's going to cost? $2? Yeah. What do you think the water treatment plant's going to cost? Another $2? By the time those two things are built, there'll be another school ready to be built. God knows where, but there'll be another school falling down, quote unquote, make believe falling down, and because of lack of maintenance. Bobby Cox does what he does, but he does that under the orders of certain people in town. There's a lot of areas of the school I could go around with them that have to be fixed, and they're going to cost a lot of money. It's not going to cost, where is it here? $89 or $94.4 million. It's not going to cost not even a trickle of that. But you can be ahead of the game in fixing these things. You can be ahead of the game fixing these things. You got windows that leak. You got cold air pockets that go through the school and chill everything over. You got boilers that need new temperature controls and new controls for this and new controls for that. You got heating pipes that are rotting away, that are not insulated in cold areas. And so the same with hot water pipes. Why don't you look at that? Why don't you look at that? No. Why the hell should you? All that comes out of all your mouths is, we need new this, we need new that, we need new this. Infrastructure. Take the infrastructure and shove it. Shove it. All the old towns up Lexington and Concord and all that, they refurbish the existing schools and they make them beautiful. They make them beautiful. Why can't that be done here? Beale wasn't built last year. It was built many, 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 many years ago. Why can't that be kept as a school? Why? What are you going to make it? What are you going to, they got a committee to find out what they're going to use it for. What are you going to use it for? A garbage collection station and count aluminum cans? You're going to use it for some ridiculous thing that you have no idea whether it's going to work or not. Whether it works or not, that's your problem. And then you're gonna send a phony report in the Community Advertiser or the Shrewsbury Chronicle on how wonderful things are. Well, there's two newspapers that are completely brain dead right there. They're completely brain dead. They got reporters going to the meeting. And do you think these reporters write down actually what was said and what's going to be done? No. No. They're told what to write and how to write it. They don't want to ruin the town of Shrewsbury. Well, I got news for everybody. The town of Shrewsbury is already ruined by phonies, liars, and cheats and crooks. They should be all shot, every one of them. And above all, move out of Shrewsbury and resign off the boards. Resign off the boards. In this election process of who's running for this and running for that, their background should be checked before they take out election papers to get elected. What kind of background they have. If they have any background in finance, or if they have any background in running a factory or a school or town or whatever. The same with all of them. Those school committee people, you think they've had any background in running another school or being on a school committee? I doubt it very much. They make that up as they go along. You can see it. Watch what they do on television. You can see when they're asked a question. They don't answer it right away. Their eyes are in the air, their eyes flutter, and they're doing this with their hands because they're trying to think of an answer, what to say. Because they can't think fast enough because they're too stupid. They're too stupid and they don't care. And they don't care what they say. Well, I care what they say. I care what they say. And I make sure I tell them. I make sure I tell them. And if any of you people don't like my show, shut it off. You got 70 or 80 other channels to watch. And if you sit there, and I mentioned this before, And if you sit there and watch it with your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old granddaughter, grandson, son and daughter, whatever, you're the stupid one, not them. They should be watching cartoons. They shouldn't be watching me, what I'm saying. But that's your fault. That's your fault. Because you can go to the coffee shop the next morning and act like a big hero. Did you hear what Abraham said in his show last night? You're going to act like a big shot. You're going to act like a big phony. And that's what you are. A big, big, big phony. That's what you are. You're never going to get anywhere in this earth trying to imitate people. If you are, come down here and try to imitate me. I doubt it, because you won't leave the studio in one piece. All right? Smart asses. The biggest problem we have here in town right now, the hell with the school and the treatment plant, is a police station. Those poor men work out of a closet. They work out of a damn closet. They don't get the respect they should. They don't get the respect they should. When they're in a coffee shop, be polite and ask them if they want a cup of coffee. You'll buy. Or wave to them on the road if you pull up beside of them or whatever. Show them they're wanted in this town. Right now, they don't think they're wanted in this town because you people don't care. You people don't care if they work out of a closet. You people don't care. There's a lot of good men in this town, but you talk about them, you make fun of them, you swear about them, you do this about them, you do that about them. Well, isn't that too bad? Isn't that too bad? The ticket you got, you deserved. You deserve. Well, I'm going to end the show by saying, go up to town hall and bang it on the heads of the town manager and the rest of the people. We need a police station. And the hell with the Beale School and the water treatment plant, which we don't need, so he can poison us more with some more chemicals. Remember what I said. Remember what I said. I hope you listen to my show. If you don't, you're losing out, not me. Thank you and good night.